Live broadcasting apps.
Oh, some very rude questions coming in. I wasn't expecting that.
Hi everybody, it's Anne-Marie Tomczak from BBC Trending here. I'm using the live streaming application Periscope, and in many ways it's like TV in that I'm broadcasting live. This live comments button on Periscope is one of the key features of the app, but at the same time that means that the comments are completely unfiltered. That can lead to trolling, unsavoury comments, often of a sexist nature.
Fascinating stuff. Well, with me here in the studio to find out why Periscope's proved to be such a big hit with users is Hugh Langley, Associate Editor of Tech Radar. Hugh, the growth has been staggering, barely a few months old, over 10 million users. What's driving that growth?
I think it's just a really exciting medium, ultimately. I mean, it's always the closest thing to time travel when you Periscope. You know, you're suddenly in the room with someone else who could be around, you know, the other side of the world. They could be doing anything from something mundane like eating their dinner to, you know, climbing a mountain, but you're there with them, you can interact with them, they can see you're interacting with them. It's an interesting idea. I mean, it's been done before, but it's really picking up now because, you know, people have things like 3G and 4G on their phones. It's become more realistic that people can do this on the go.
You talk about the interaction there between the person who's actually doing the periscoping, the filming, if you like, and the fact that users watching what is being live streamed on the internet, they can comment as you're streaming. One thing we actually thought of doing during this interview is that we thought it'd be quite fun if I filmed you whilst we were being filmed.
Yeah.
And then I was talking with the director and we realised we couldn't do that because we at the BBC couldn't monitor what people were commenting on it. And this obviously gives rise to all sorts of questions about trolling, for example.
Yeah, it is a problem. I mean, you can see what people are commenting, but obviously, you know, once you start broadcasting, people start giving you abusive comments, it's almost too late. Yeah. And it is a problem. You know, Periscope is dealing with it. At the moment, it has certain blocking features, so you can block abusive users. The problem is that it's not so easy to use. I think the challenge for Periscope is to find out how to, you know, deal with trolls and sexism and all this horrible stuff that plagues, you know, most of the internet, really, and find a way of dealing with it and sort of nipping it in the bud before it becomes a problem.
Well, we were experimenting with Periscope a little bit earlier, and my director and I, we did a little bit of Periscoping around the BBC studio and newsroom. I think we realised we broadcast a grand total of about 3 people. So we were trying to look at this issue of trolling. We didn't get many trolls or comments, but it was interesting to try it out. One other side issue to talk to you about is that what this throws up for live broadcasters, both of us here in news, whereby we can't stop people. Everyone has a smartphone, perhaps filming an interview that's being set up that we were then going to edit afterwards. And also, sports broadcasters, what will happen now if people are sitting in the stands of a football game that one broadcaster's paid huge amounts of money to own the rights to, and people are there filming and streaming away? Yeah,
well, it is a problem, and there's no real easy solution. You know, Periscope has received a lot of takedown requests, and there's been a good compliance rate, about 70%, which is quite good. But it is a problem. You know, people were live streaming the Game of Thrones season 5, and that's a problem. And ultimately, it's not a great way of doing it because you're getting a very, you know, not a great feed, essentially, if someone just filming their TV. But yeah, it's absolutely a problem, and there's no kind of easy way to solve it, unfortunately.
No, we're going to look at each other with our smartphones with more and more suspicion, aren't we? But it is a great app. I'm playing with it this morning. Hugh, good to talk to you. Hugh Langley there, Associate Editor of Tech Radar. Just want to bring you some